Hi everyone, welcome back to Mike on Mike. Today we'll be checking out Monsters and Minions in Young Washington and guessing if they'll pop or flop. Minions and Monsters is the first film. So let's see. We'll have to go check the trailer down there. Hour and a half. Wow, that is pretty hilarious. Do you think that's like a trend throughout the industry that all the movies should be like everybody cut back the movies a bit? I don't know, just because there's so many films. That's pretty good. An hour and a half exactly. That is pretty crazy. Okay, so we're just going to check it out on YouTube instead. So it's got 17 million views. That's pretty cool. Long trailer. Doesn't show too much. I mean, these movies are a lot of fun and they're really hilarious. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You don't really need to show that much. And this is the fourth movie, I think. So it's like, even if you're going to be if they want new fans, you have to watch the past 3 or 4 if this is the 5th, whatever. You know, so it's kind of weird, but I'm saying I just don't know why they have to show so much. I get it. Maybe there's more, I'm just saying, you know, but basically, like, they don't really need to convince you to go see the movie, you know? You're probably going to go see it anyway. These movies are hilarious and fun, so... Okay, so now we will watch the trailer.
Hollywood, the new stars of the silver screen change the face of the motion picture industry forever. The Minions are back with a touch of mystery.
Bobby.
Oh, Humphrey.
Piñata. Carbonara. Lasagna.
Now in Minion Vision.
Toot toot.
James, you have a real gift for filmmaking.
Eureka. Gloria, hallelujah. Mac un movie. Un movie de Minions con monstras. Yachi, unigiri. Okay. I'm Gary Orcam Oliver Magma Ichabod the Deceiver. But my friends just call me Goombie for short. I know the perfect monster for your movie. Let's go. Whoopsie. Behold!
What?
The all-powerful Irene! She is gonna destroy everything on the planet!
James, you're going to do great things.
Well, honestly, it does look a little weird. No, I don't know. I don't know if those are dirty jokes or not. It looks pretty funny, pretty awesome. Looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. The kids are gonna love it, of course. The one thing that I'm not sure about is basically through all of this part, like, this is definitely the third act, is it not? Like, you know, I don't know. I don't know if, I mean, obviously, I guess kids really wouldn't ever be able to decipher it, but I mean, this is obviously from the third act, right? They already say it. It's going to take over. Yeah. Right here. It's going to destroy everything on the planet. And then they show, like, probably the third act through here. But I don't know. That's so strange when they do that. I hate that. Oh, and then down here, comments are turned off. So I guess. I mean, well, whatever. We'll go to IMDb now. So here is the IMDb for Minions and Monsters. It is PG. So those are probably definitely some dirty jokes, right? I spotted, I think maybe one or two. I don't know. We'll see. And then an hour and a half. That's really surprisingly strange. Despicable Me, computer animation, farce, slapstick, adventure, animation, comedy, crime, family, sci-fi. Follows the Minions in 1920s Hollywood as they search for frightening creatures for their monster movie, partner with a green creature, and must save the planet from unleashing monsters. That is kind of interesting. I heard there's like a black and white segment in it, which I think is going to be so cool. Some people are saying that the kids, it's going to be cool to see their reception of that. And then maybe if they've watched Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man after seeing the Spider-Verse one, then they're probably going to say, oh, let's give the black and white one a try. And then hopefully they'll like it. I'm sure there's going to be a percentage of people who go, wow, this is really cool. And then they're going to discover all these other black and white films. So that's going to be pretty cool. Lots of Hitchcock films are black and white. Well, kind of, I guess. I don't know. Well, not really, but, his first ones. And then there's so many good ones, as well as the entire film noir specific category. So that's pretty cool. 6.5 stars. That's good, I guess. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. There's a ticking time bomb, obviously, which you saw with the big monster thing. And then you think there's going to be a character arc? Do they do that with this kind of a movie? How would they do that? Like, this guy's selfish, and at the end he learns to not be selfish or something. There should be a message for the kids, right? This would be a good opportunity to do that, unless it's not good. So like I could see that being an issue, maybe. Like maybe it's like they tried to make it like that and it didn't work, The directors are Pierre Coffin and Patrick Delage. I don't think I'm familiar with them. They've probably done the whole series, though, or the whole franchise. Yeah, and I do forget. Oh, yeah, but this is a spin-off now of Despicable Me. So Steve Carell isn't even in it. Yeah, that's right. I'm assuming, unless he makes a cameo, maybe he goes off for vacation at the beginning, and he comes back, and they just save the world. Would that be funny? And, like, he shows up. How's everything, guys? They just missed something terrible would have happened, whatever. Groot would have missed what just happened. I think that'd be pretty hilarious. So down here, some Monsters and Minions. I have not seen any of... Oh, these are extra spin-offs. Minions and more, too. I have... No, I've seen... I love the first Despicable Me. That movie, it's so different. It's so hilarious. It's such a different feeling, though. And I think the family stuff is there, but it's more like, it definitely almost switches places with the main plot. Because, obviously, I guess. But yeah, but it's definitely a totally different feeling than the second and third ones, which I don't think I saw. Let me see. I think I probably saw the second one. Third one. Oh, yeah, I think I saw it. Isn't it like Alec Baldwin? It's like this twin brother, right? Or something. Well, here it says Trey Parker. Is that the brother? I don't know. Well, I forgot. Who's the brother? I forgot. I haven't seen it in a while. But anyways, that one is, I think I saw that one. The third, yeah. So I think I've seen it. I might have seen the Minions, whichever one. The opening scene, I thought was so funny when they drive in on the little car and then they jump out and they have like little suits on. I thought that was so funny. So I think I've seen that one. So Minions, is there Minions 2 or is this the second Minions? Yeah, that's what it looks like. Minions, and then this is Minions 2, Minions and Monsters. So if this isn't good, I would blame it on, it's their fault totally, because like they should have learned how to make a good one. They'd be like, hey, we got a great story for this one. We know what to do. We know we can get a 7.5 out of this. Okay, so yeah, and then he's done all of these, so pretty cool. And he has written, pretty much all of them mooned, but he didn't direct that one, I don't think. Banana, I guess he didn't direct it. And then these he didn't direct. Pretty cool. And oh, he's more of an actor though. Oh, so he does the Minion. Wait, what? He does the whole thing? Wow. Really? Wait. Pierre Coffin does the entire thing? Okay. Wow, that's really impressive. Wow, I didn't even notice that. Wow. Wow, that is really impressive. I did not know that. So is he doing like the three main voices and then they manipulate the rest? I've never looked into behind the scenes or anything. I didn't know any of this stuff. Wow. It's obviously right there. I didn't see that. That is so funny. Patrick DeLage is also like he's a co-director, I guess. Kind of helps out, I guess. Pretty much. Wow, an anime for Wally. He's done a lot of other stuff. Wow, more for the company in general. Yeah, he's kind of been all over. Directed a few things, had to write something. Oh, he started off with a short. Cool. That is pretty interesting. Written by him, and Brian Lynch is the other writer. So he's done pretty much all this stuff. The Secret Life of Pets, that's a funny one. Puss in Boots, pretty funny. Hop. What about, so actor also? Wow, really? That's so random. That's a good Chasing Amy. That's really cool. And director calls Blinky Nelson Unpacified and Big Helium Dog. That's cool. And then down here, wow, I'm surprised. Wow, George Lucas? What is going on? I did not know Trey Parker is doing the voice of this stuff. What about the other guy, Matt Stone? Is he doing that? Jesse Eisenberg, Christoph Waltz, and Jeff Bridges are in this? Holy crap. That is insane. Bobby Moynihan? Who else? Camden Brooks. Whoa. Interesting mix of people. I mean, this is wild. Aaron Hendry, Phil Lamar, Howard. Maybe they've been in them before. Jesse Eisenberg must be new. This is so random. Allison Janney, I don't think I know who she is. What has Trey Parker been doing? So he has all this stuff going on. Upcoming, the Book of Mormon again? Music and lyrics by... Are they like redoing it or something like that? And then here's all the stuff, mostly South Park. That's cool. I wonder if they're ever gonna make a what's that movie he did? America 2 or something. Maybe they can't legally do a second one. No summary yet for this film. I think the budget is low, 85 million. I mean, it's easy gonna make, what do you think, $500 million or a full billion? I'm going with that. I think this movie could totally hit 1 billion eventually, if not, probably 750,000. That's probably going to be my guess in the end. It's probably going to make, well, what does it say here? It doesn't really say anything. I'm going to guess it's probably going to make its budget, right? And then it's probably going to, yeah, something like that. We'll see. So 49 reviews, 4 out of 10. Throw against the wall and let's see what sticks. For me, this was the worst of all the Minion movies that have come out. I had high expectations for this one. I feel that the writers just threw, you know what, against the wall to see what sticks. There were a few funny parts, emphasis on the word few. The Minions movies in the past, regardless of the title of the movie, have been pretty good and funny. I started zoning out about 20 minutes into this. I'm sure this is probably made for kids, but adults like to enjoy these too. That's very true. My son also wasn't too thrilled with this version of the Minions. I'll say that this was a huge disappointment and letdown. I hope they bounce back with something better if they make another Minions movie. Very interesting. That's, wow. Well, I mean, it could just be that it's like, it's not creative enough maybe, or it's just, yeah, it's made for kids, you know? It's this algorithm, which I really feel like you could sway that and insert scenes in these movies and kind of trick them, and then eventually we can go back to like old style film where we don't have second screen viewing and all of that stuff or whatever. The next one is 10 out of 10. I am bananas about this film. It is a laugh a minute. I am bananas about Minions and Monsters. This film is a laugh a minute, making it feel like the movie is over in a flash. Even though this is the 7th Minions movie. 7? Oh, well, if you count those other ones, I guess. It still feels fresh and funny. Minions and Monsters is a backstory of the Minions, Pierre Coffin, before Despicable Me. Oh, it's a prequel. It follows the Minions through all of their previous leaders and then into Hollywood in the 1920s as they make a monster movie. Of course, things don't go as planned, and they end up having to save the planet after creating monsters from an old spell book. I'm telling you, that seems so hilarious. The plot fluctuates between two storylines involving the Minions protagonists, James, Henry, and Ed, as they create the monsters for their movie versus the rest of the Minion gang who eventually hook up with their new leader, Dort, Jesse Eisenberg, an alien robot, and Debbie, Zoe Deutsch, a woman's activist, to create a small love story with a twist that brings it all together in the end. The comedy in Minions and Monsters is exactly what you'd expect from a Minions movie. The Minions' random, made-up language mixed with real words from different languages is still one of the funniest parts. Something that really stands out is how much the animation keeps getting better with each Minions movie. The characters look smoother, the colors look brighter, and the action scenes are immersive. I especially like the scenes with the biggest monster, Irene, because the special effects make her incredibly lifelike and unforgettable. I also like how the Minions' outfits match the time period, from the 1920s sweaters to the classic overalls. It's a small detail, but it makes the movie feel even more creative. My most favorite part is how the directors, Pierre Coffin and Patrick Delage, and writers Pierre Coffin, Brian Lynch, incorporate small surprise details at the beginning of the movie and throughout the credits. Be sure to stay until the very end to avoid missing out on these comical surprises. Okay, that's very important. This film's message is about loyalty. The Minions may be goofy and accident-prone, but they never give up on each other. No matter how impossible things seem, they stick together, proving that real friendship means standing by the people you care about, even when everything goes completely bananas. That's really cool. I'm telling you, there's got to be a story in there. And then Minions and Monsters gets 5 out of 5 stars from me, and I recommend it for ages 5 to 18, plus adults. The film releases to theaters on July 1st, 2026. Kids first. See, that's what I'm saying. So, I liked Hoppers. Goat is really great. It's pretty cool. And all of these movies are pretty good, too. That this has to be a message in it, Like, if it's just mindless slop, whatever, it's pointless. But if you have a nice, sweet message in it, then I think that should be fine. I mean, coupled with the $85 million budget, or any low budget, it's going to do fine. And that's how it should be for all the films. 10 out of 10, welcome to old Hollywood Minions. Minions and Monsters 2026 is the 7th movie in the Despicable Me franchise, and the 17th movie produced by Illumination Studios, which follows the Minions as they aim to make a monster movie of their own in Hollywood, in old Hollywood. As someone who is a big fan of the Despicable Me franchise, I wasn't too excited for this movie until I heard about the good reviews for it, and that brought my excitement up. I just got done watching the movie, and I'm happy to say this movie was absolutely phenomenal. Positives: first off, it was just awesome seeing the Minions go to old Hollywood to make a movie of their own. This is a premise that I never thought I wanted to see in this franchise until I saw the movie. And there are a lot of jokes about Hollywood that worked me, especially since I'm obsessed with movies and the art of filmmaking. It goes without saying that Pierre Coffin is still phenomenal as voices of the Minions and continues to be one of the main highlights of the franchise. The supporting cast also does great with their voice acting, from Trey Parker as Goomy, Allison Janney as Olivia, Christoph Waltz as Max, and Jesse Eisenberg as Gort. The movie has an excellent pace to it that moves at lightning speed, probably like the new Super Mario Galaxy film, while still making time for the story and character development within the short runtime. Okay, well, that's really good. The action and comedy is still firing on all cylinders, and this movie has some of the best moments in the entire franchise. And finally, the third act of this movie is probably the best in the entire franchise since the first Despicable Me film. So it finishes up saying, overall, Minions and Monsters is yet another phenomenal entry in the Despicable Me franchise, and it is my favorite Minions movie as well as one of my favorite movies from Illumination Studios. And I can't wait to see what's next in this franchise. They're going to do Despicable Me 4 or 5, and then this would be 8 or something. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, maybe they're going to make another sequel to this stuff. Okay, so I'll just skip through a few until we find maybe a low one. 6 out of 10, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood Land. 1 out of 10, hugely disappointed. Okay, we'll read this one. The movie was a total washout. It is aimed solely at kids. Where was the Minion jokes, plots, and humor? That's strange. I can't believe after so many films they have sold us out for a kids film. I am lost for words. The plot isn't even remotely good or in line with its predecessors. I hope others slate it and we get a new Despicable Me worthy of the brand. So, wow. Well, I mean, but like for me, I always just keep in mind, like, hey, this is a kids movie, you know, like it's not for you, you know, but if you go watch it, you can still judge it, you know, like it's obviously not for you. So you need to judge it on the rest of it, you know, was it filmed okay? Like, was the story good? Did you get a message? It looks like you just said, this is for kids, rather than like, okay, this is for kids. Let's see if there's a message in it. Oh, there is a thing about loyalty, but that's good. You know, like I would want my kid to watch this movie. And that's a good thing, I would say. Next one is 1 out of 10. Feels like AI slop. Wow. Okay, we'll read this one. At this point, I'm convinced that Illumination Entertainment is just using AI or some form of machine to stop out boring and unfunny, cute gaslight-based animated movies with the sole purpose to make money, because everything they make is just both cliche, absurdly boring, unoriginal, uses the same animation designs, and making soulless stories with no appeal. There's nothing else to add. It's the same thing over and over again. It's boring, it's dumb, and just treats children as if they are uneducated. But people would defend them because it's their cute property. That's a shame. Yeah, that is entirely possible. But they obviously, I mean, maybe they generated the whole movie and they just had the people come in and paid them with $85 million, you know? And that didn't go to any animators or anything. It went to a couple of prompt people on an AI program. And the rest of the budget, maybe went $5 million, right? 2.5 for 2 people, make the AI movie, an hour and a half exact, right? And then the other 80 million is divided up against the whole cast, right? Something like that, right? I don't know, whatever. I don't know, that's possible. So it looks pretty funny though. It looks like a movie, right? 1 out of 10, no story, no groove, family, and utterly boring. I went without watching the trailer, considering the legacy the series has, but utterly disappointed. That sucks because I literally just said that. Good animation, bad choice of character. I was waiting for it to turn around at some point, but it just finished. Absolutely and utterly disappointed. Please don't waste your money on this. Not worth it at all. I literally just said, like, you know, they probably don't need to show you a trailer, and you're gonna go see it. And then now it's like, yeah, I kind of half agree. I'm just saying that statement because me personally, I watch a trailer to see. I mean, for this, I watch it for, you know, those reasons. But in general, I watch a trailer to see, like, is this gonna be satisfying? Because a lot of movies suck, you know, and you see the trailer and you get tricked, right? And like you as a movie person, and you know, if you're watching your money and stuff, you kind of, you know, get a little annoyed at that stuff, you know? You want some honesty, you're going to lose trust. I don't know. You're going to wait and you're like, oh, I'm going to wait till the reviews come out, you know? Like you used to be able to go see a big movie and be part of the first reviews or whatever, you know? But now it's so expensive and all this stuff and the movies suck or whatever that it's a waste of time. So now people are forced to be like, oh, I gotta save my money. Let's see what the reviews say. Then they come out and they're bad and they're like, oh, thank God I didn't see that movie. I'll wait till it comes on my streaming service that I'm paying for already, and I don't have to pay extra money. And then and then when a movie like Dune comes out, or Doomsday, or Spider-Man, you go see that movie because that has a way higher chance of being entertaining and worth your time. So anyways, 5 out of 10 for kids, but True Minions fans will want more. 6 out of 10 fun movie to watch. 9 out of 10 watch in 40x if possible. Wow. The seat really stopped moving and I was sprayed, poked in the back, and tossed around constantly. That might have been the other people seeing the movie and they're mad, you know, they're kicking the chair. Like, this movie sucks. No. But that's cool. Lots of smoke and wind. Wow. Clever satire of, you know what? Yeah, that could be true during the third act with the big monster. You know, that would actually be, yeah. That's fun. Maybe they should have, you know, marketed that a little bit more. This is a different experience. This is a completely different experience. 7 out of 10, a clever satire of the Hollywood industry. 8 out of 10, missing something but very good second outing. Okay, so we'll go to the Rotten Tomatoes now. Okay, here are the Rotten Tomatoes for Minions and the Monsters. It is 90% certified fresh. Wow. That's interesting. So the critics actually like this, even though people are saying it looks like slop or whatever. So then it must be good then, right? I guess. I mean, it's for the kids. I don't know. Well, a lot of parents want their kids to be happy. So, I mean, yeah. Critics' consensus: the Minions bring their penchant for mayhem to Hollywood history in this affectionate and charming send-up of movie-making magic, turning out the franchise's most roundably enjoyable entry yet. Oh, wow. Turning out the franchise's most roundly enjoyable entry yet. Well, I mean, that is interesting. That is so funny that they would say something like that. So here are the critics, what they're saying. Alison Wilmore from New York Magazine, Vulture, gave it a tomato, saying Minions and Monsters has going for it is a willingness to tweak that sense of melancholy, to treat our eternal enshrining of what used to be as just another part of the process, another emotion to tap into before yelling cut and starting all over again. And then M.V. Moorhead from Phoenix Magazine gave it a tomato, saying Minions and Monsters is briskly paced and at times riotous, and its theme of friendship as a bomb in the face of feeling like a misfit in the community is restorative. Yeah, that's good. I like hearing that that there's really this, like, I guess there's a message in it. I mean, that's good for the kids. So Leigh Patch from Daily Telegraph in Australia gave it 3.5 out of 5 tomatoes, saying this is more than enough plot for an abundance of Minions mayhem to be unleashed, and the sheer silliness of it all simply never wears off. Jeremy Johns, that's so cool. Wow. He gave it a tomato, saying I had a fun enough time with Minions and Monsters, and kids will too. That's awesome. Pretty straightforward. Christian M. Lynn from Fort Worth Weekly gave it a tomato, saying if you are the parent of a budding cinephile, this film is a prime opportunity to show them a gateway to those sepia-toned comedians whose century-old gags are still good for a laugh. Yeah, I just now remembered, obviously, Buster Keaton, and then Charlie Chaplin, of course, Three Stooges, Marx Brothers, all of those, which I've seen probably all of them, I would say. Probably a few I haven't seen. Yeah, that's going to be great. My parents showed me old videos growing up. So I had a real variety of movies from all over the place, you know, growing up. And so I always had in my mind more of, like, I guess, like an expanded vision of what a movie could be, rather than, you know, I don't know, yeah, just watching one type of a movie or something. Or, I mean, or parents just not showing their kids more things, I think. I think that's really the thing, you know, more, giving them more options, I guess. And then Soren Anderson from Seattle Times gave it 3 out of 4 tomatoes, saying frequently very funny and often insightful as it zooms through what amounts to a crash course in the early days of Hollywood movie making. This Minions is a compact delight at just 90 minutes. That is hilarious. That is 90 minutes exactly. So this is interesting right here, that they are saying that there's also movie making in it. So, you know, that is pretty good though. Besides the friendship, you know, the loyalty, you know, like the message part, there's also going to be a thing in it about actual filmmaking that might spawn, like the thought in a lot of these kids' heads and go, oh, I want to make a movie. And then they have their iPhone and then they're going to start making stuff. And hopefully this, contributes to that and they make a new wave create a new wave of filmmakers, hopefully. Then Eric Goldman gave it 8 out of 10 tomatoes, saying, who would have thought it but the 7th movie in the Despicable Me franchise? Maybe the best one yet, as Minions and Monsters uses those little banana-loving dudes to make an ode to early Hollywood. Tom Santilli, I guess, or T, gave it a B- tomato, saying for what it is, it's one of the more enjoyable entries in the franchise. Randy Jones from Randy Reviews gave it 4 out of 5 tomatoes, saying this one is for the fools who dream, even if the dreamers are some of the greatest fools in modern cinema. Right, well, that's interesting. I think we're good on all of these. We can switch over to a couple of the all audience, I guess, is the one. Kurt B gave it 4.5 stars, saying from film, Wild Ride, watching it in 40X. Brady B gave it 3 stars, saying, it's funny and crazy. What else would you want? If you want a completely written family movie with themes and a plot, watch Toy Story 5. Oh, cool. But if you want to laugh, it will be a blast. These characters work perfectly in any comedic situation, and I'm kind of confused because they said if you want a completely written family with themes and a plot, doesn't that contradict what the critics are saying? That means maybe this guy... No, it should have. It looks like it's obvious. Which I think the Despicable Me plot or theme is family, right? Pretty sure that's like the thing. So if you didn't notice it, then it's either not obvious or the critics are lying. I don't know. But we'll see. So maybe that's interesting that there's actually a disagreement on if there's a plot or not. That's weird. Well, these are kind of high though. 5 stars from Richard S, saying very good movie overall, very funny. James gave it 5 stars, saying I'm an old man and I still enjoyed this movie. Nicholas P gave it a star, saying started out okay, then became a disjointed mess of ideas and storylines, the weakest movie in the Minions series. JB gave it 2 stars, saying bored and thought about leaving. Kid wanted to stay to see if it got better. It didn't. Some brief cute moments, but very few laughs. It doesn't sound good. I don't know. It's kind of mixed. I don't know. We'll see, though. Okay, so in the end, Minions and Monsters. My final thoughts. It looks good. I think it's pretty fun. Yeah, it looks cool. Like I said, I hope it spawns filmmakers. These kids, they'll get the idea in their head and start filming things. So that's pretty good. Hopefully that's true. I think the cast is pretty wild. It's got somebody, George Lucas. Oh, when he plays George Lucas in it. How was that? Animated or a George Lucas minion or something? Are there real people? Was there real people in the movie? I don't remember. Oh yeah, there is. So he's. Oh, I bet you George Lucas is gonna be a director. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be funny. They shouldn't have showed it. You know what? They shouldn't have showed this. They should have kept him a secret, no? Because he's playing himself. Is that not a cameo? I mean, Trey Parker doesn't play Trey Parker, right? So, yeah, they should have kept that one a secret. Here is this rated PG for violence, action, language, and rude and macabre humor. So the mummy stuff. But that's not. I mean, that's. Whatever, I don't know. It's fantasy, right? Or whatever that is. So, it should be kind of different. And then trivia, George Lucas's first cameo in a film since Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Oh yeah, he was somebody in the back, I think, which is pretty funny. He plays someone like Dave Filoni in the new movie Mandalorian Grogu. He plays a cameo, I think something like that. Goofs, 1 Minion is shown performing in a noir drama, although some directors such as Joseph von Sterenberg pioneered the proto-noir aesthetic in the 1920s. Film noir as a genre wouldn't be popular until the 1940s. That's true. Okay. What? Wait. Oh. So, hold on. There is a difference, I think, between black and white and film noir, right? I'm pretty sure that's a completely One's for a reason, and one is a film style, right? Or an aesthetic, right? One was because they didn't have color. How could they get that wrong if that's true? There has to be... Movie is black and white stuff too, and then film noir. Okay, then it's both, right? Then they're doing both, and they're covering the whole thing, maybe? That's that's pretty hilarious. And then down here is the box office stuff so far. So it's made 14 and 26. Well, there you go. Is that good or bad? Let's see. I mean, 85. I'm gonna guess. Watch it flop. I hope it doesn't. I don't know what I'm gonna guess. I am gonna say I want to be hopeful. I think it will. I have a feeling, but I think it's gonna pop with its budget, 85 to 90. And if it doesn't do that, it'll probably definitely be in the top 5, if not the top 10. I want to say specifically number 2. I don't think it has enough to displace Toy Story 5. Do you think it's going to do that? I don't think it has enough to do that. I think it's going to go, here's the thing, right between Supergirl and Toy Story 5. I think it's definitely going to push Supergirl down. Supergirl will drop below, I'm going to say, I'll go below Obsession. And then Jackass Best and Last, it's probably going to stay there. And then in the next few weeks, Supergirl will be under Disclosure Day is what I'm thinking. So Toy Story 5 is at Toy Story 5 is at domestically $326 million. Overseas, $291. Overall, $617. So, I mean, this movie is probably going to hold number 1 for at least, we'll see. Wait, how long has it been there for? It has been there for 10 days. Man, it's definitely going to hold. Yeah, it's going to hold to this weekend because I'm sure what I said earlier, people are probably trying to use their money, to pick the best movie they put their money towards. And I think now they're going to be, oh, hey, Toy Story 5 is worth it? Okay, let's go. They're going to see that over Supergirl, which everyone's like, don't waste your money or wait or whatever. People have probably already seen Obsession. Not everybody's going to see Jackass. Everyone's probably disappointed, or probably everybody saw Disclosure Day and is disappointed or underwhelmed. So that's why that one's dropping down. I think Scary Movie is good enough. I mean, it got its money back. And then Master of the Universe, I think everybody saw it who's going to see it. So that's pretty funny. Star Wars wasn't amazing, but it was okay. It's still holding on, though, which means it's not trash, but it's just not amazing. But it did its job, I guess, kind of, sort of, right? And yeah, I mean, it is obviously entertaining. But yeah, I think that this movie, Minions and Monsters, will be right in between 1 and 2. And then, yeah, being second place. I really don't know how much money it could make. I mean, I really do hope it does well. I think that people are going to read the reviews and make, oh, there's no story to it. We want something that's kind of meaningful. And people, Toy Story, I don't know, what's a bigger franchise, this one or Toy Story? I would say Toy Story, right? So I think, yeah, just in the end that Minions and Monsters is, we'll see, it's probably going to make 40, right? Or bomb, flop. Hopefully not. I think that it will pop with 85 to 90 million and be in the top 5, if not the top 10. Specifically number 2. Next film is Young Washington. I think this is, I thought it was 824. I guess it's not. Let me go down here and look really quick. I thought it was, no, it's Angel. They are recovering from the terrible Animal Farm film or whatever. And then I would say almost like a bait and switch with that Solo Mio film. Kind of got weird ratings. I thought Angel Film was gonna be have a thing of religion in their filmmaking and never be dirty, never be whatever, never be political, whatever. Always be hopeful or something. You know what I mean? Nice, neutral, hopeful films. But I think they're facing some type of criticism for their choices. But we'll see if this is good if these people can. I mean, it's mainly just the budget. Keep the budget low. This looks like it might be 20 to 35 million. And if they don't make it political, no white people are bad, nothing like that, whatever, or focus on the truth. Don't inflate anything or whatever. I think then you can this would be a good movie. No race switching, any of that stuff, whatever. I think that this could be good and actually count towards something and not waste anyone's time. 2 hours and 5 minutes. In comparison to Death of Robin Hood, that one had dialogue that drags or something. But it's if it's good or bad dialogue. If this movie is the same, that could be an issue. It looks like there's a lot of action, so we'll see. But A24 made that other movie, so it's probably structured in a specific way, I'm assuming. We'll watch the trailer here on YouTube from Angel and Wonder Project's channel. It has 19 million views. That's pretty cool. Young Washington, 2 minutes and 21 seconds. They really love these long trailers. You think there's going to be a plot? Is this like Pressure, where it's kind of based off of like stuff, or is it made up, or what? Like, who knows? I hope it just follows something like Valkyrie, And then unlike A24's The Death of Robin Hood, there's a big action battle, but it's kind of early, and I don't know. People are saying it should have been at the end, but I think they chose the art side and did that. So, well, I don't know what this movie's going to do. It looks like a lot of action, though. So here is the trailer.
Why can I not become a British officer?
Because you are not British, George.
There must be a path.
There is not for you.
Go dig my grave.
I sense a storm looming over the Ohio territories.
I could go there, survey it for you.
So you have ambition.
Since the Crown sent me to serve, I've yet to have a good experience with a colonist.
I look forward to changing your opinion.
Much of that territory is unexplored. It's wild, unpredictable, and dangerous. What are you called?
George Washington.
Whose fort is that?
It's the French, and land claimed by the British Crown.
Demand the French leave.
Who does own this land, if not the one who has the will to tame it? Tell your king we will never leave.
Then they will force you to leave.
Oh.
These are not the open battlefields to which you're accustomed.
I have fought in a great many battlefields.
Not in the New World, sir.
If you fail, I'll have a colonial to blame.
This is a direct order, and we will obey it.
Fire! It's not your fault, George.
Major Washington. You lost.
You started a war!
George, there's no fairness here.
That is not the way the world works. Then someone should remake it.
Choose your path. Make it yours.
Forward!
And prove them wrong.
In theaters July 3rd.
Okay, wow. Well, it looks like quality, right? History movies, they can be kind of, I don't know. They could, I guess it's just, does it look good, I guess? How much, did you change anything? This looks good. If this is based off of something, then you probably know, like, where it's headed. So, I mean, like Valkyrie, if you know that story of the attempt to kill Hitler, the movie's not a real surprise to you. If you're young and you don't know history, maybe it's like, whoa, what? I guess, I don't know. They could show those in the history classes, maybe. So people are saying this should be a trilogy: Young Washington, George Washington, President Washington. Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool. I hope they show what a failure that first battle was. because it makes it even more amazing that he then went on to become what he became. He learned so much from that first fort. That's pretty cool. If this is well made, this absolutely needs to be a trilogy covering his entire life. The only president to personally lead troops in the field while in office. Dude was the backbone of America. People forget how Washington held everything together during the war and during America's first years as president when everything seemed to fall apart. Washington really was that glue for the country that wanted to tear itself apart at the seams. And then this is what Hollywood should be doing more of. It's about time the man, the myth, the legend got his own movie. Someone said, how long have we waited for a movie about George Washington? Someone said, finally, it's one of them. They don't make them like they used to films. Someone said, I hope this is as good as it looks. Me too. Video length 222, Washington's birthday 222. I like what you did there. Do you think that was on purpose? Or probably it's just a straight up mistake. No, I hope it is. I hope they did their planning and everything and their research and then this is part of the plan. They said, okay, the trailer is specifically got to be cut at 222, his birthday. Hopefully that's true. If that is true, I think this studio could redeem themselves. I don't know if that whole thing that happened really affected them. I mean, probably not. I don't think they got canceled for it. But yeah, I think that maybe they turned some people off because I thought they were going to be specifically religious themed or based, or at least have the morals of religious people. You know what I mean? Like good people stuff, no smoking, all the bad stuff. I thought it was going to be that. No cussing, whatever. Or no dirty jokes, like they kind of did in that movie with Seth Rogen's character. I don't know. But I thought they were going to not do that, and they kind of did that. So, I don't know. Does that make people lose trust with them? It's possible, I guess. I don't know. Right, well, that's good on these YouTube comments. Here is the IMDb page for this film. It is PG-13. That's great. Good thing they didn't make it too violent or whatever. Or any sex scenes maybe, or nudity or anything like that. Or if there was language, then language. So that's great. A lot of people love history. It should do well in that area. It is action, adventure, biography. War is about a young George Washington faces war, betrayal, and impossible choices that will forge a leader. It's pretty cool. Directed by John Irwin. I am not too familiar with him. John and Andrew Irwin are a directing team that focus on developing and producing unique stories of redemption, faith, and triumph of the human spirit. The duo began their career as teenagers in their hometown of Birmingham, Alabama, working as camera operators for ESPN. Local games at the University of Alabama soon became a full-time career as sports cameramen. The brothers eventually worked something cool, born in 1982. So he's done all of these things in Washington, or he produced all of these things. Let's go check out his writing. Young Washington, The Old Stories, Moses, House of David, Jesus Revolution, The Jesus Music, American Underdog. Pretty high, not bad ratings. Mostly 6 to 7, I would say. I can only imagine 7.3. Oh, and he did the sequel to that, right? I can only imagine. I thought he did. Isn't there I Only Can Imagine 2? I don't see it on here. Maybe he wasn't a part of it. And then The Mysterious Islands, God Provides, and Alumni. Are these all under Angel Studios? I think they are. And then his directing, Young Washington, The Old Stories, Moses, House of David, Jesus Revolution, The Jesus Music. See, I don't know. That's what I thought that they were going to do. With this kind of a resume, like, I don't know. I wouldn't like ruin it with Sausage Party 2, right? Can you imagine doing all these movies and then upcoming Sausage Party 2? It's like, dude, what? Like, that's not good for your career. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, or even like for it to be like if Angel Studios got the rights somehow for for Sausage Party or something. And then they bring Seth Rogen back. No, you know what I'm saying, though. But yeah, I don't know. I think that this guy should just stick here. He should definitely come here, read these things, and go to the studio and be, hey, the fans are saying we should make a trilogy, so we got to make 2 more. And I have the scripts ready, so let me know. And then the writers are Diedrich Hoogstraten, Tom Provost, and John Irwin. Diedrich Hoogstraten. Diedrich Hoogstraten. That's a tough one to say. Mary Louise Parker is in it. I can't wait to get to that part. That's so funny. He is known for Young Washington and 2020 Golden Globe Awards. What? Is he a host? That's it? So, wait, so this guy's a brand new writer? Well, I hope he doesn't have a lot of experience on here. I'm sure he's been writing forever, or something. So he probably knows what he's doing, and maybe it went through test screenings and the studio approved it and they said, hey, this is not bad, first-time writer. So that's great. That is a positive. Hopefully it turns out great. I didn't read that, first-time writer. Is he the first-time director also? Oh, yeah. No. He is the main. So, okay. Well, John Irwin is the main writer and director. John Irwin. So, why is it not credited first then? So he did both. Yeah, okay. But he did both. So these 2 are additional extra writers. Tom Provost, I don't know who he is. I think she's from Texas, moved to LA, worked in the film industry. He has done not that much either, actually. He's done 7 films, 7 weeks, Cop Files, Sequest, Ryan Sequest, and then Hypnophobia, The Presence, kind of a low rating. Upcoming is Mr. Clark, directing, and then previous he's done those 3. Oh, wow, The Presence is 4.4. And the upcoming is Mr. Clark. Well, that's pretty funny. So, out of all of them, John Irwin seems to be the main writer, but he's credited 3rd. Pretty weird. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. Here are the top cast. I think that is so funny that Mary Louise Parker plays Mrs. Washington. Oh, William Franklin Miller is this guy. I don't think I know who he is. He was born in London in 2004. What else? Any upcoming? Okay, let's see. For Kids and It, Medici, Intern-in-Chief, Chicken Girl, Spring Breakaway, Neighbors, Jack Irish, A Fish Out of Water. Upcoming is The Age of Innocence, Dallas Archer. It is in post-production and is a TV series. And then he's done Neuromancer, where he played young John Ashpool. It is in post-production, 10 episodes TV series. Wow. That's pretty cool, pretty random. So he's going to be doing that for a while. Post-production, so he's done with that. So his manager or whatever is getting him some new work. I wonder what he's going to do next. If they get the idea to do the 2nd and 3rd Young Washington, he's good on that would be up to 2028 probably, right? He could do the 2nd season of the show. He's going to do it. Mary Louise Parker, that is so funny. I watched all of Weeds. I just watched season 1 again. I'm probably going to watch season 2. That is a good show. Pretty hilarious. Kind of like, it's so elevated from reality or whatever. It's so funny. And that movie Red is pretty hilarious with, what's his name? Bruce Willis and John Malkovich. Pretty good movie. Yeah, there's Weeds and Red. This is a good movie. Red 2 is a little weird. I don't know. Red 1 is, I think, the best one. Happy Hours, A Grey House, The Institute. I haven't watched much else with her other than Red. She was in something else. The Best Is Yet to Come is in post-production. The Auction, pre-production. She's going to do that. And Kissinger Takes Paris. So they finished that, and it's going to do 2 more. Pretty awesome. Then Leohana, Mia Rogers, David Smallbone, Kelsey Grammer, Andy Serkis, Ben Kingsley, Michael Benz, John R. Davies, John Foss, Will Joseph, Ryan Begay, Clement Toyon, Nicholas Antonois, Angus Castle Doutry, Firgo Karat. Are these real people? These real names? Martine Lakemeyer. Jesus, I'm reading them and I'm like, are these just the same name jumbled up again? Okay, anyways, moving on. That's pretty cool. Very, overall cast, pretty cool. Let's see down here. Any other stuff? Rated PG-13 for sequences of strong war violence and some bloody images. Let's see. Hopefully it's not too violent, though. That's good. But it is necessary, though. I mean, it is. It's like when it's too much, it's too much. Trivia. The first Angel Studios movie to be released on a premium format. D-Box. Well, actually, I don't even know what D-Box is. Here is the Google search for D-Box. It is a haptic technology that uses motion, vibrations, and textures synchronized perfectly with on-screen action in movie theaters and home entertainment setups. Oh, okay. The moving seats allow you to physically feel the movie while letting you control the intensity of the movements. Turn it all the way up. Oh my God. So how it works? Yeah. Okay. So it does all that. Wow. That's pretty crazy. I didn't know. So how is this in comparison to 4DX? So here's D-Box in comparison to 4DX. I think, because 4DX does all the other stuff. D-Box only moves you. 4DX immerses you. I didn't know any of this. Maybe because I always was like, 4DX seems cool, but I feel like it would be so much, right? Isn't there another one of that? So there is. It's D-Box. That's interesting. It sounded like D-Box is like digital box, like download, like HBO. Like a streaming service maybe. It's available on D-Box. And then you get the D-Box device, and set it up, whatever. I don't know. So that's really cool. So the first one, wow, that is cool. You know what? Oh, maybe it would be really good. Maybe the 4DX is too much for this film, and just moving of the seats to get you, like, when the horse is going or something. Explosions and stuff and gunshots. That would be cool without water and wind and everything, at least there's an option for that. A goof, I guess, is that the statement, even a pawn can take a king, is false. Under the rules of chess, a king can't be captured. It can be put in check, but if the player can't move their king out of check, block the check, or capture the attacker, they're in checkmate and the game is over. No capture takes place. How did they mess that up? Is that in the story? Did George Washington say that and he didn't understand that? Or is that bad writing? And then down here, there are no comments yet, no early ones yet from iMDb. So we'll just go to here and check out the Rotten Tomatoes for it. 63% from the critics. Pretty good. That's hopeful. I bet you the audience is not going to like it, even though there's a star-studded cast. I mean, actually, the stars are in the back, and William Franklin Miller gets to shine in the front. This might have, besides the movie and all of that stuff, this movie could be really good for this kid, like this could be like to be able to say that he worked with these people for Angel Studios and he was the star of the movie. That's not something you could say all the time. And then the critics' reviews, Carl Smith from Wall Street Journal gave it a splat, saying most of the characters are flat and the portrayal's stagey. Peter Hammond from Deadline Hollywood Daily gave it a tomato, saying even if this movie feels like it more comfortably belongs on the History Channel instead of a wide summer break in theaters, it fills the bill for patriotism over this 4th of July weekend. Oh, I didn't think of that. That's true. Good timing then, but it belongs to the History Channel. That's not a good... But he gave it a tomato. So overall, it's probably still entertaining and does its job. It just doesn't look the best. Okay, well, that's... I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. If it's not bad, then it'll be okay. Ben Kennisberg from New York Times gave it a tomato, saying declamatory acting, cleanly stated motivations, and a few solidly staged battle. Ben Kennisberg from New York Times gave it a tomato, saying declamatory acting, cleanly stated motivations, and a few solidly staged battle sequences are the order of the day. And then Frank Scheck from The Hollywood Reporter gave it a splat, saying, feeling much longer than its 2 hours. Young Washington suffers from the stiff, stodgy quality of so many historical dramas, especially those concerning that particular period of history. Wow, that's not good. And then Josh Parham from Next Best Picture gave it 3 out of 10 splats, saying even apart from the dull filmmaking and hollow storytelling, the deeper complexities within the lens of Washington's story are properly explored. Okay, well, that's a good one, actually. And so that is actually really, like, that's good, but even apart from the dull filmmaking and hollow storytelling, the deeper complexities within the lens of Washington are properly explored. That's what it's saying. But the film doesn't look good and hollow sort of, and he gave it that low. Shouldn't he give it like a 5 then? 3 out of 10 seems like it's really bad, and there is like it's all overall bad. I don't know. Anyways, so and then Mark Dusick from Mark Reviews Movies gave it 2 out of 4 splats, saying it's a story that is inherently compelling as a piece of overlooked history, but the execution of that storytelling is inherently flawed and counterintuitive. Brett McCracken from the Gospel Coalition gave it a tomato, saying the film demystifies Washington and shows him as simply a model American, hard scrabble, resilient, always learning and growing from setbacks. It's interesting to see him come alive in this more relatable, not yet a face on Rushmore way. Is cool, and I just totally remembered Lincoln with Daniel Day-Lewis. Who else are they gonna do? I thought they did a Benjamin Franklin one, didn't they? Who else? The Lincoln one, that was pretty cool. I feel like good because that was a big actor doing that character. And this is, I don't know. I've never heard of him, so I'm going to go with a known actor getting to play that amongst a big cast of legendary actors. That is so cool. But yeah, so, I mean, we'll see, because Daniel Day-Lewis is a method actor. So the way he did Lincoln was different from how this guy most likely is approaching George Washington. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he is a method actor. Matt Zoller, Seats from RogerEbert.com gave it 3 out of 4 tomatoes, saying it is a well-crafted but accessible biopic about the maturation of a person who helped shape the nation's image of itself. Joey Magidson from Awards Radar gave it 2 out of 4 splats, saying Young Washington is a mediocre film, hardly worthy of the father of our country, George Washington. Wow. Jesus. But why is the rating so high? It's at 50. What was it at? Why is it so high, though? I don't understand that. And 61%. Is that good? Well, a 28 reviews. That's weird. I don't know about that. And some audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. John S. gave it 4 stars, saying it's not USA yet, so don't go looking for old Washington leading patriots for freedom. But Redcoat Washington fighting the French and Native Americans. He's young, so he makes mistakes, but his mother reminds him we learn from our mistakes. I really do hope they make a second one and third one and really explore his life. And Angel Studios is going to have a historical trilogy in their library. Then Michelangelo 7 gave it 5 stars, saying one of the better movies I've ever seen. Angela gave it 5 stars, saying they did an incredible job telling the story. Hunter T gave it 5 stars, saying absolutely perfect movie for the 4th of July. This is a very historical accurate film. Not many films on this period in American history. This is a feel-good movie about the dawn of a nation. It's absolutely pro-American, which is so refreshing in this something. Then Margarita gave it 5 stars, saying this movie surpassed my expectations. The story and cinematography were great and entertaining. Okay, so that's probably enough on these reviews. Seems like the audience is liking it so far. We'll see on Monday if it can hold up. So yeah, we'll go down here and check out any financials really quick. PG-13 for sequences of strong war violence and bloody images. Probably necessary without being so over the top. The trivia. And then now put that clip in from earlier right here. And then now go down here and do all this. So no financial stuff available. Okay, so my final thoughts on Young Washington from Angel Studios. There is a chance that it could not do well. We'll see. I think it's really awesome that the budget is possibly 20 to 35 million. I think it's gonna do good regardless of that. Yeah, the quality could be an issue, as well as any surprises, like they changed something or whatever. And then, yeah, I guess people are kind of liking it and everything. Big cast. This William Franklin Miller is really lucky that he gets all these big stars to work with. John Irwin wrote it, so we'll see how that turns out. So I think that this has a good chance to do well. I am going to guess that Young Washington is going to pop with, I'm going to say 50 million. I don't know about overseas or any of that. And so, yeah, I'm going to say 50 million. And then I think that the other thing is that there's a possibility that not everybody is into this movie. So it's probably going to be in the top 15. And I am going to guess specifically number 14. Here is the current box office. Yeah, Toy Story 5 is in first place. That's why I don't think Despicable Me has enough to do anything to Toy Story 5. Guess is that it's probably going to be under it in second place. And then I wanted to say, I didn't say that, but I think that Minions and Monsters, I guess I did. I think it's going to be like 750 at the end. I don't know if it could hit 1 billion. I don't know. But this one is a little bit 50-50, so maybe it hits 500 million. But there is definitely a chance for that. Toy Story 5 is doing very well. I think Supergirl would drop down. Obsession, I heard they're doing like another version, so it's gonna like revamp it or whatever, bring it back. It's already made so much money. Then Jackass, probably everybody who's seen it has seen it and is gonna see it. And then Disclosure Day, I feel like people were a little bit disappointed. I don't know, or a little underwhelmed. It's good, I guess. It's a little, I don't know, underwhelming maybe. So that's good. Same with Supergirl, I guess, but it is holding in second place, so that's good. Then Backrooms, everyone has probably seen it who's seen it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're gonna do the alternate version with Backrooms. I just want to clarify that. I don't think Obsession. I think it's Backrooms. They're gonna do like an extended version or something. Expansive version, I think maybe that's the word. Yeah. And then Scary Movie did very well with its, I think it was very low budget, 10 million or something. Massive Universe, everyone who's seen it has seen it, I would say. And then what else? Star Wars did okay. I don't know, but it didn't really hit, I guess. Michael is going to hit 1 billion, I think. So that's pretty good. Those are my guesses. Minions and Monsters will be in second place, top 5, with 85 to 90 million. And then Young Washington is going to pop at 50 million, top 15. Number 14, I think that Young Washington is going to be about here somewhere, over top 10. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. That's my guess. Okay, so that wraps up this episode of Mike on Mike. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Rotten Tomatoes, the numbers in imdb.com. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace.